This is the Shield. When the grand old game was lost, something new emerged from the ashes. 32 teams, steeped in Sunday fire, became a game reimagined, built for stability, played with purpose. We've gone beyond the pastime to a new mission. Every pitch a decision, every run a statement, every game a battle. 25 men, one mission. Pursuing, capturing, defending the Shield. The game, the goal. The pursuit is underway. Week 5. From Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois, the Chicago Bears host the Carolina Panthers. Here's the starting lineups, first for the visiting Carolina Panthers, managed by Tim Bredinger. Batting first, shortstop, number 19, John Jungle. Batting second, right fielder, number 36, Kyle Kroon. Batting third, playing first base, number 14, Rich Mathis. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 16, Shane Baker. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 25, Tony Gaxiola. Batting sixth, number 12, the third baseman, Dustin Grider. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 2, Franklin Miniato. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 4, Jeremy Thompson. Batting ninth, the starting pitcher, number 48, Isaiah Bass. Isaiah in 6 games is a record of 2-2 with a 3.57 ERA and a 1.16 WHIP. He has a strikeouts per 9 of 6.1 and a walks per 9 of 3.1. He's 27 years old. Now for the starting lineup for the homestanding Chicago Bears, managed by Greg Bianchino. Batting first, playing right field, number 11, Tristan Copeland. Batting second, playing center field, number 14, Adrian Rogers. Batting third, the shortstop, number 6, Andy Miller. Batting cleanup, playing third base, number 16, Isaiah Jones. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 12, Jamar Moncrief. Batting sixth, playing second base, number 10, Jeff Roberts. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 18, Steve Blackburn. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 92, Mike Kaiser. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher, number 13, Sam Tucker. Sam in 7 games has a record of 0-4 with an ERA of 8.13, a 1.99 WHIP, a strikeouts per 9 of 3.6, and a walk per 9 of 4.9. He's 29 years old. "33,000 fans in the stands, clear skies, 57 degrees, wind blowing in from left at 9 miles per hour. The Bears are in third place in their division with a record of 17-15. They trail by 1 game, and they're third in the wild card in the National Conference. The Panthers are in first place in their division with a record of 19-13. The Bears are 10-7 at home, and the Panthers are 8-6 on the road. Let's play ball. Good afternoon and welcome to Soldier Field. Today, Chicago will face Carolina. The first place Panthers have a 19-13 record. Chicago sports a record of 17-15. Good enough for third in the National Conference North. Head-to-head, Chicago has won 2 of 2 from Carolina. Starting for the Bears is Sam Tucker. And here's the pitch. That's it. Past the second baseman into right field for a base hit, and the leadoff hitter is aboard, and we're underway. John Jungles on first base. Good speed aboard. Let's take a look at the defense for the Chicago Bears. Mike Kaiser in left field. Adrian Rogers in center field. And Tristan Copeland over in right. Isaiah Jones at third base. Andy Miller at short. Jeff Roberts at second base. And Shamar Moncrief at first. The battery. Steve Blackburn behind the plate. And on the mound, right-hand pitcher Sam Tucker. The batter for Carolina, left-hand hitter Kyle Kroon, facing the righty Sam Tucker. Man on, top of the first inning, no score. Here's the pitch. Runner going, throw to second, and he's safe. John Jungles steals second base. Runner in scoring position. The lefty Kyle Kroon will step in. He's got a 1-0 count, and now the 2-0. It's on the ground to the second baseman. He picks it up. He'll throw to first in time to get the runner. The runner on second, Jungles, advances to third base. One away. And here's the right-hand hitter, Rich Mathis. He's the first baseman, the number 3 hitter. He's hitting .347 on the year. 4 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Jungles at third with 1 out. No score, top of the first inning. Carolina here at Soldier Field facing the Bears. Here's the pitch, the 2-2. That's in the air to center field. He's running back toward the track, but he's there to make the catch. Runner tags. He's hit it home, and he'll get home without a throw. And the Panthers take a 1-0 lead. That's an RBI sac fly for Mathis. Now the batter is right-hand hitter Shane Baker. He's the cleanup hitter, hitting .264 on the year, 1 homer, 14 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. 2 out. Carolina leads 1-0. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to short. He picks it up, throws the first in time to retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors. Nobody left on. Panthers have gone in front 1-0. Bottom of the first inning. For the Bears, it'll be Copeland, Rogers, and Miller due up. Here's the defense for the Carolina Panthers. In left field, Jeremy Thompson. Shane Baker in center field. And Kyle Kroon over in right. Justin Grider at third base. John Jungles at short. And Frank Miniato is at second base. Rich Mathis at first base. The battery, Tom Gaxiola behind the plate. And the right-hand pitcher Isaiah Bass on the mound. Righty versus righty here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Tristan Copeland. Here's the pitch. 3-0 pitch. And that's low, ball 4. Walks him on 4 pitches. The leadoff man is on. Tristan Copeland, not a threat to steal. The left-hand hitter Adrian Rogers will step to the plate, facing the righty Bass. Bottom of the first inning, the Bears trail by a run. Here's the pitch. Runner going. The throw to second. And he's safe. Copeland steals second base. Runner in scoring position. He wasn't a threat to steal, but he got it done. The left-hand hitter Rogers steps back in. Full count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that's the first out. Now the batter is Andy Miller. The shortstop's hitting .333, 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Runner in scoring position. Bears trail by a run. Bottom of the first inning. It's 1-0. Here's the pitch from Isaiah Bass. That's on the ground to the second baseman. He scoops it up. Throws the first in time for the out. Copeland will advance to third base. That's the second out. Tying runs at third, and the batter is right-hand hitter Isaiah Jones. He's the cleanup hitter, hitting .373 on the year, 4 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Checks his swing, but it's a called strike 3, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, a runner left on. The Panthers remain out in front, 1-0. Top of the second inning. For the Carolina Panthers, it'll be Gaxiola, Grider, and Miniato due up. For the Bears, it'll be right-hander Sam Tucker on the mound versus the lefty Tony Gaxiola, the catcher. Here's the pitch. Full count, the payoff pitch. That's hit hard toward the first baseman. He gathers it. He'll go to first on it by himself and make the play for the first out. Nice play by the first baseman, Shamar Moncrief, for the Bears. Here's the right-hand hitter, Dustin Grider. Facing the righty, Sam Tucker, for the Bears. Grider is hitting .207 on the year, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. 1 out, top of the second inning. Carolina leads by a run. Here's the 2 ball, 1 strike pitch. It's in the air, and it's over the head of the second baseman into right field for a base hit. So the 1-out base hit by Grider. And the Carolina Panthers have a runner on base. The next batter, the number 7 hitter, right-hand hitter, Franklin Miniato. Righty versus righty, 1 out, man at first. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to the shortstop. Slow roller. He'll go to second. Get the force play. He'll throw to first and get the double play. 6-4-3. The Carolina second is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Nobody left on. Carolina maintains their lead 1-0. Bottom of the second inning for the Bears. It'll be Moncrief, Roberts, and Blackburn due up. Right-hand pitcher Isaiah Bass. In his second inning of work for the Carolina Panthers, facing the right-hand hitter Shamar Moncrief. He's the number 5 hitter, hitting .357 on the year, 8 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Here's the pitch from the righty to the righty. Full count payoff pitch. That's on the ground, the short. Second base, he has it. Pick it up, throw to first in time, and that's the out. 1 away. Here's Jeff Roberts. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 out. Third strikeout for Isaiah Bass for the Panthers. Here's the right-hand hitter, Steve Blackburn. Blackburn is hitting .213 on the year, no homers, 6 runs batted in. 2 out. Here's the 1-0. Hit in the air, up the middle, base hit. Center fielder will scoop it up and throw it back in. 2-out base knock for Steve Blackburn. He is not fleet of foot. That'll bring up the left-hand hitter, Mike Kaiser, the left fielder. Kaiser is hitting .174, 1 homer, 3 runs batted in. Righty versus the left-hand hitter. 2 out. Bears trail by a run. 1-0 Carolina. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's in the air, hit sharply. The center fielder is racing back, and he won't get it. It's all the way to the wall. He gets it, The man on third will not try to score. He'll stop at third. That's a double with 2 out. So Kaiser hits one to the wall, and Blackburn is at third base. The right-hand hitter, Sam Tucker, the pitcher, will step in. 2 out, and the Bears trail by a run. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. He hits it in the air, and that's a base hit, and that'll score the run. The runner at third will stop there, and the pitcher gets it done. That'll tie the game. It's 1-1 now, Bears and Panthers. So Sam Tucker gets the RBI single to tie the ball game. Leadoff hitter Tristan Copeland will step in. He doesn't have an official at bat. Right-hand pitcher Bass to the right-hand hitter Copeland. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's on the ground to third. By him into left field for a base hit. The runner on third will score easily. The runner on first base is rounding third, but he'll stop there. They make a play at third, and he's safe with a double. The Bears take a 2-1 lead on the double by Copeland. So Tristan Copeland stands at second base with the RBI double. Sam Tucker at third, the pitcher, and the batter is left-hand hitter Adrian Rogers. He's the number 2 hitter. 4 homers, 16 runs batted in, hitting .272 on the year. Righty versus lefty. 2 out. Bears have taken a 2-1 lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Isaiah Bass now has 4 strikeouts in the game. Bears scored 2 runs on 4 hits, and Chicago has gone in front 2-1. Top of the third inning. For the Panthers, it'll be Thompson, Bass, and Jungles 2 up. Here's Jeremy Thompson, the right-hand hitter, hitting .135 on the year, 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Carolina now trails by a run. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's the strike 3 called. He watched it go by. That's the first out. Here's right-hand hitter Isaiah Bass, the pitcher. He's 1 for 9 on the season with 1 run batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's it in the air past the jumping first baseman, leaping, and that's a base hit for the pitcher. So both pitchers now have singles. And Bass is on first base. Not a threat to steal. Right-hand hitter John Jungles, the leadoff man, steps in. He's 1 for 1 today. 7 home runs, 19 runs batted in, hitting .342. Righty versus righty. 1 out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He checks his swing, and that ball gets away, and the runner will advance. It's a wild pitch. Bass to second base. So Isaiah Bass is now in scoring position, and the right-hand hitter Jungles will step back in. Full count. And that misses, ball 4, and he'll take his base. 2 on with 1 out. Panthers have 2 runners aboard. They trail by a run. The left-hand hitter Kyle Kroom will step in. He's the number 2 hitter. The right fielder is hitting .237, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. Righty versus lefty. Sam Tucker delivers. That's it in the air to center, and that'll get down for a base hit. The runners had to wait to see if he'd catch it, so they will not be able to score, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. Here's the right-hand hitter, Rich Mathis. Panthers threatening here. Right-hand pitcher Tucker now ready, 1 out, bases loaded. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in the air to center field. He's coming in toward the infield, and he'll make the catch. Runner tags at third. He's hit it home, and the throw is cut off. He'll score the tying run. So an RBI sac fly gets the score tied at 2. Jungles at second base. Kroon at first. The batter, right-hand hitter Shane Baker. facing the righty pitcher Tucker. 2-2 to score, top of the third inning. We're at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Bears hosting the Panthers. This is the Shield. Baseball is back. 2 out, top of the third inning. Here's the pitch. 2-1. That's on the ground to third. He scoops it. He'll go to third and step on third base for the force play. Side retired. The Panthers get a run. Carolina and Chicago now tied 2-2. Bottom of the third inning. For the Bears, it'll be Miller, Jones, and Moncrief due up. The number 3, 4, and 5 hitter. Right-hand pitcher Bass in his third inning of work. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. Here's Andy Miller. He's got 4 homers on the young season with 19 runs batted in, hitting .331. Righty versus righty. The score tied 2-2. Bottom of the third. The 2-0 pitch. That's in the air to center. He's running toward the infield, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Here's the cleanup hitter, Isaiah Jones. He's got 4 homers, 33 runs batted in, hitting .370 on the year. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. That's high, but they call it a strike. And the full count pitch is in there for the second out. Right-hand hitter Shamar Moncrief will step in. He's the number 5 hitter. The first baseman's 0 for 1 today, hitting .353 on the season. 8 homers, 25 runs batted in. 2 out, bottom of the third, score tied 2-2. Here's the pitch. Full count payoff pitch. That's low, ball 4, and he'll take his base. So a 2-out walk puts a man on. That's the second walk for Bass with 5 strikeouts. The right-hand hitter Jeff Roberts will step in. He's the number 6 hitter. The second baseman is 0 for 1, hitting .255 on the season. Here's the pitch. That's in the air, and that's over the shortstop's head in the center field for a base hit. The runner will round second and stop there. Moncrief to second base. Roberts is aboard. 2 out, 2 on. Here's the right-hand hitter, Steve Blackburn. He's the number 7 hitter for the Bears. The catcher is 1 for 1 today, hitting .224 on the season, no homers, and 6 runs batted in. Righty versus righty, 2 out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the inning. Bears get 2 base runners but do not score. The score is still Panthers 2, Bears 2. Top of the fourth. For the Panthers, it'll be Gaxiola, Grider, and Miniato due up. Right-hander Tucker facing the left-hander Gaxiola. Top of the fourth inning, score tied 2-2. Soldier Field in Chicago. The pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Hit sharply to first. He has it. He'll throw to the pitcher covering for the out. 1 away. Here's the right-hand pitcher, Dustin Grinder. 1 away. Grider's hitting .216 with 2 homers and 11 runs batted in. He's got a hit today. The 1 ball, no strike pitch. That's on the ground to the pitching mound. He picks it up. He'll throw to first in time. 2 away. Weak grounder to the mound. And here's the right-hand hitter, Franklin Miniato, the number 7 hitter. The second baseman's 0 for 1 today. Righty versus righty, the 0-1 pitch. That's hit in the air to right field. He's there, waiting on it, and will make the play to retire the side. No runs, hits, or errors, and no one left on. The score remains 2-2. Bottom of the fourth inning for the Bears, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Kaiser, the pitcher Tucker, and then the leadoff man Copeland due up. Righty Isaiah Bass for Carolina has 6 strikeouts in 3 innings of work. Facing the left-hand leadoff hitter Mike Kaiser here in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Bears. Here's the full count payoff pitch. That's in the air on the infield. The shortstop has it, and they score it a single. He looks like he lets it fall, and they scored a single. Not an error. So base hit for Kaiser. He's at first with nobody out. Bottom of the fourth. The Bears have a leadoff man on, and here's the right-hand hitter, Sam Tucker. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. And the runner's going. Play at second. He's safe. Kaiser steals second base. So Mike Kaiser's on second. The right-hand hitter, Sam Tucker, will step back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that will hit him. And he'll take his base. That looked kind of high. No injury report. So 2 men are on with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Bears are threatening. Right-hand hitter Tristan Copeland will step in. He's the leadoff man. Now that was the pitcher he hit in the head. Surprised the benches didn't clear. All right. Copeland will step in. He's 1 for 1 today with a run batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch from Isaiah Bass. Full count payoff pitch. And it's a strike 3 call. He watched it go by, and that's the first out of the inning. So Copeland strikes out looking. The batter, the number 2 hitter, Adrian Rogers, lefty, versus the righty Bass. 2 men on, 1 out. Score tie 2-2. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And it's high, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. With 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So the number 3 hitter, Andy Miller, will step to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Miller is the MVP of this team. He is the man, and we'll see how his career goes. But he's the guy to watch in Chicago. Bases loaded. Right-hander Bass on the mound. 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. Score tie 2-2. Here is the 1-1 pitch. That's it on the ground to the third baseman. He has it. He'll go home with it. Get the play at home. He'll try to go to first for the double play, and he's safe at first. So he gets him on the fielder's choice. 5-2. And that's 2 out. Bases still loaded. 2 out. And here's the batter, Isaiah Jones. He's the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 2 today. He's hitting .367 on the year. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air. In foul ground, the third baseman is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. No runs. 1 hit, no errors. They leave the bases loaded. It's still 2-2, Panthers and Bears. Top of the 5th inning. For the Bears, for Carolina, it'll be Thompson, the pitcher Bass, and then the leadoff man Jungles due up. Sam Tucker has 1 walk and 1 strikeout in 4 innings of work. Here's the right-hand hitter, Jeremy Thompson. Top of the 5th inning, score tied 2-2. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's in the air to right field. He's there to make the catch for the first out. Thompson flies out to Tristan Copeland in right. Here's the right-hand hitter, Isaiah Bass. Here's the pitcher. He's 1 for 1 today. Facing his opposite number, Sam Tucker. 1 out, top of the 5th. Score tied 2-2. We're at Soldier Field in Chicago. Bears versus Panthers. Here's the pitch. The 0-1. That's on the ground to short. He has it. He'll make the throw to first in time. Second out. Andy Miller makes the play for Chicago. Here's the right-hand hitter, John Jungles. He's the leadoff man. He's 1 for 1 today. 7 home runs, 19 runs batted in from the leadoff spot, hitting .342. Righty versus righty. Here's the full count payoff pitch. That's in the air, and it'll get through for base hit up the middle. So a 2-out base knock with the count full. And Jungle fights his way on. Good speed aboard. Here's the left-hand hitter, Kyle Kroon. He's 1 for 2 today. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to the second baseman. He picks it up, fires the first quickly, and he'll get him. Side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left on. Panthers and Bears are still tied at 2. Kind of technical difficulty. All right, bottom of the 5th inning. Score tie 2-2. For the home-standing Bears, it'll be Moncrief, Roberts, and Blackburn due up. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Isaiah Bass has 7 strikeouts and 3 walks today. He's thrown 90 pitches. He has allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs. That's it. All right. Shamar Moncrief leads it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Score tie 2-2. Righty versus righty. Here's the pitch. Full count. Payoff pitch. And that's a strike 3 called. They're taking those 3-2 pitches and they're getting rung up. That's the 8th strikeout for Isaiah Bass for the Carolina Panthers. Here's the right-hand hitter, Jeff Roberts, the number 6 hitter. Second baseman's 1 for 2. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike delivery. He swings and misses, strike 3. That's the 9th strikeout. And here's the right-hand hitter, Steve Blackburn. He's 1 for 2. 2 out, bottom of the 5th, nobody on. Score tie 2-2. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to right field, and it'll get down for a base hit. So a 2-out base knock for Steve Blackburn. Left-hand hitter Mike Kaiser now will step in, and that'll be all for the pitcher. The manager's making a pitching change. Right-hander Brian Walsh will come up. Brian Walsh for Carolina. 14 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits allowed, 6 earned runs. He's walked 6, struck out 9. His ERA is 3.68. Blackburn at first. The batter, left-hand hitter Mike Kaiser. He's the number 8 hitter. Left fielder is 2 for 2 today. Score tie 2-2. Go-ahead runs at first base. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he hits it on the ground to first baseman. He takes it, and he'll make the unassisted putout to retire the side. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on. The Panthers and Bears still even at 2. We played 5. We go to the top of the 6th inning. For the Bears, Panthers. For the Panthers, it'll be Mathis, Baker, and Gaxiola. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Heart of the order. Facing Sam Tucker, who's holding his own here in his 6th inning of work. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's given up 5 hits, 2 earned runs. He's walked 1, struck out 1. Here's Rich Mathis. Mathis doesn't have an at bat, but 2 runs batted in. There's a nice stat line. The full count payoff pitch. That's hit in the air to left field, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Played by Mike Kaiser in left. He hasn't been played much today. Here's Shane Baker, the right-hand hitter. He's the cleanup hitter for the Panthers. Center fielder's 0 for 2. Righty versus righty, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. That's in the air, and the first baseman will catch it on the infield for the 2nd out. Shamar Moncrief, first baseman for the Bears, makes the play. 2 out. Top of the 6th. Score tie, 2-2. The batter, left-hand hitter, Tony Gaxiola, the catcher. He's 0 for 2. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's hit hard toward left field, and it'll get down for a hit. It's solidly to left field. The left fielder gets it back in, and that's a 2-out hit for Tony Gaxiola. And that'll be a pitching change now for the Bears, as they will make a move and bring in the right-hander, Dan Rittenauer. Rittenauer has thrown, he's got a record of 1-0. He's thrown 20 innings of ball. He's given up 23 hits, 6 earned runs. He's walked 4 and struck out 20. His earned run average is 2.70. He'll face the right-hander, Dustin Grider. Score tie 2-2. Panthers have a man at first. Top of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch from Rittenauer. And the runner going. And they got him dead to rights. He's caught stealing, 2-4. And that'll retire the side. First caught stealing of the day. The score remains tied, 2-2. Bottom of the 6th inning for the Panthers. No, now it's the Bears. The pitcher will lead it off, Rittenauer, followed by the 1 and 2 hitters, Copeland and Rogers. So here's the pitcher, Dan Rittenauer. He'll bat for himself, facing the right-hand pitcher, Brian Walsh. Bottom of the 6th inning, score tie 2-2. Here's the 1-0. That's in the air to right field, and he will move a little bit and make the catch for the first out. He was played rather deep and ready for him. Here's Tristan Copeland, the leadoff man. He's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Score tie 2-2, bottom of the 6th. We're at Soldier Field. The Bears hosting the Panthers. This is the Shield. The pursuit is underway. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the second out. Copeland strikes out. Here's left-hand hitter Adrian Rogers. He's a number 2 hitter. The center fielder is 0 for 2. Righty versus lefty. 2 out, nobody on. The 0-1. That's it on the ground, the second. He scoops it up, throws the first in time, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Game is still tied 2-2. We've played 6 innings, 2 runs and 6 hits, no errors for the Carolina Panthers, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Chicago Bears. Top of the 7th for the Panthers, it'll be Grider, Miniato, and Thompson, 2 up. New pitcher for the Bears. Wait a minute. Dan Rittenauer. I thought. Now I'm confused. I thought he was already a new pitcher. Well, let's play. A 1-2 from Rittenauer. Here's the pitch. That's it in the air to center field, and that'll settle in the glove of the shortstop on the infield for the first out. Couldn't see how hard that was hit. Hop up to the shortstop for the first out. Andy Miller makes the play for the Bears. 1 out. Left-hand hitter George Casas will step in. He's a pinch hitter. Lefty versus the right-hand pitcher Rittenauer. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to the first baseman, and he boots it, and that'll be an error on the first baseman. The runner is safe at first. So Shamar Moncrief charged with the error. The first of the game, first for the Chicago, and Casas is safe at first. Here's the batter, left-hand hitter Vladimir Navratil. He is the pinch hitter. Is .340 on the year, 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's the second out. First strikeout for Dan Rittenauer. Here's Cesar Borjas, pinch hitter. He is hitting 182, 4 hits and 22 tries. Righty versus righty, 2 out, man on first. Score still tied, 2-2, top of the 7th. The 2-2 pitch. That's in the air to left field. He moves in toward the infield, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Inning over. 1 error by Chicago in the inning, but it doesn't cost them. Score is unchanged. It's 2-2. 7th inning stretch time at Soldier Field. All right, bottom of the 7th inning, the Panthers will send in the lefty Josh Brown on the mound. Josh Brown. Brown is 3-1 on the season, 17 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. He's walked 8 and struck out 11. His ERA is 1.53. Andy Miller will lead it off for the Bears here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Miller, Jones, and Moncrief, the heart of the order for the Bears. All right, here's the pitch. He hits it sharply into right field, but he's there to make the catch. 1 away. Here's Isaiah Jones, the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 3. Lefty versus righty. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. The delivery. That's hit sharply past a leaping third baseman into left field for a hit. And that's the first hit here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First hit in a while for Chicago. Their 8th of the game. Jones at first. Shamar Moncrief will step in, the number 5 hitter. He's 0 for 2. Lefty versus righty, 1 out. 2-2 pitch. That's hit sharply in the gap. That'll go all the way to the wall. That's extra bases. The runner hit it for third, and he will stay there as the throw comes in. And that's 18 doubles for Moncrief this season. So Chicago have 2 men in scoring position here in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out, and the batter is the second baseman Jeff Roberts. He's hitting .259. He's 1 for 3 today. 5 homers, 19 runs batted in. Lefty Josh Brown facing the righty Roberts. Here's the pitch. And they intentionally put him on to load the bases and get the force at any base with first base open. All right, bases loaded, 1 out. The batter, right-hand hitter Steve Blackburn. He's the catcher. He's 2 for 3 today. Lefty versus righty, 1 out. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He hits it sharply, and that ball's going to carry, and he won't get that. It's off the top of the wall. 2 runs are in, and the man at third will not try to score. 2 RBI double for Blackburn, and the Bears take a 4-2 lead. Let's take a look at that one. Clutch double by Steve Blackburn, and it hits off the wall. And fine piece of hitting by Blackburn to put the Bears up 2. Still only 1 out, and there's 2 men in scoring position. Roberts at third, Blackburn at second. The infield is in. The batter, left-hand hitter Mike Kaiser. He is the number 8 hitter. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. That's it sharply over the first baseman, the drawn-in infield. That'll go all the way to right field and hit off the base of the wall in foul territory. 2 more runs will score. And the Bears now lead 6-2. 2 RBI double by Mike Kaiser. And the Bears have plated 4 runners here in the bottom of the 7th and now lead 6-2. The batter, right-hand hitter, Jason Shipman. He's the pinch hitter, batting for the pitcher. Left-hand hitter versus the right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's hit in the air on the infield. The shortstop moves toward second base and will make the catch of the pop fly. 2 out. Kaiser remains at second base. And the right-hand hitter, Tristan Copeland, will step in. He's the leadoff man. He's 1 for 3 with a run batted in. The left-hander, Brown, delivers. And that ball, they intentionally walk him with first base open. So they put him on, 2 out. And the batter is left-hand hitter Adrian Rogers. He's 0 for 3. And Carolina will make a pitching change. The left-hander, Jimmy Richardson, will come to the mound. Richardson has thrown 4 innings. He's allowed 2 hits. He's 1 run. He's walked 1 and struck out 1. His ERA is 2.25. Here's the lefty versus lefty. Bottom of the 7th, 2 out. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. That's it on the ground to the first baseman. He'll throw to the pitcher covering in time. Side retired. 9 men bat for Chicago, with 4 coming in to score. The Bears grab the lead 6-2. Top of the 8th inning. For the Panthers, it'll be the top of the order. Jungles, Kroon, and Mathis due up. Pitching change for the Bears. Right-hand pitcher Victor Caraballo will come to the mound. Victor Caraballo. He has 10 innings pitched, 20 hits allowed. He's got 11 earned runs, 6 walks, and 6 strikeouts. His earned run average is 9.9. Right-hand batter John Jungles will step in. He's the leadoff man. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Top of the 8th inning, Carolina trails by 4. That's it sharply past the third baseman into left field all the way in the corner. That's extra bases. He will slide into second with a leadoff double. So Jungles leads off the top of the 8th inning with a sharp double into the left field corner. Kaiser gets the ball back in for the Bears. Here's the left-hand hitter Cal Kroon. The number 2 hitter is 1 for 3 today. Righty versus lefty. Caraballo delivers the 1-2. That's it in the air. That's a base hit to center field. And the runner on third will stop there. So Jungles the third, and we got 2 on with nobody out. Top of the 8th, and Carolina looks like they want to just come on back. Here's the right-hand hitter, Rich Mathis, the number 3 hitter. 0 for 1 with 2 runs batted in. Righty versus righty, nobody out. Here's the 0-1. That's on the ground. The shortstop can't get the seeing eye single. Our man on third will score, and it's now 6-3. That's the 17th RBI for Rich Mathis. The score is 6-3 with the Bears in front. Panthers have 2 men on, Kroon at second and Mathis at first. The right-hand hitter, Baker, steps in. He's the cleanup hitter. He's 0 for 3. Right-hand pitcher, Caraballo. The 0-1. That's hit sharply to right field. That's carrying, and that ball will be caught on the warning track. The runner on second will tag up and hit for third, and he'll get there without a throw. That's the first out of the inning. So the Panthers now have runners on the corners with 1 out, and the batter's left-hand hitter Tony Gaxiola. The catcher's 1 for 3 today. Kroon at third, Mathis at first. Right-hand pitcher Caraballo delivers the 1-1. That's it, right up the middle, and that's a base hit past the shortstop. That'll score another run. Runner on second will stop there. Kroon will score. Mathis stops at second. The Panthers score another run at 6-4 now, here in the top of the 8th inning. The scoring has relaxed. Mathis at second base. Gaxiola at first. The batter, right-hand hitter, Dustin Grider. He's the number 6 hitter. Third baseman's 1 for 3. Righty versus righty. 1 out. Carolina trails by 2. The tying run is at first. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That's in the air, center field. He's racing back, and he will not get it. It's off the wall. 1 man is in. A man is rounding third, and he's hit it home. There's no play at the plate, and this game is tied. It's 6-6 on a double, 2 RBI double by Dustin Grider. Let's take a look at that one. Some clutch hitting in this game. Dustin Grider versus Victor Caraballo. Hits the ball, and it hits the wall on the fly. Gets it back in at some point. I'm not quite sure I understand that video. But 2-run score. And this game is tied. Panthers and Bears. Top of the 8th inning. Grider at second. Only 1 out. And the Bears will make a pitching change. Right-hander Ethan Leslie will step in. He's 1-2 on the season. 23 innings pitched. 21 hits allowed. 14 earned runs. 16 walks. 17 strikeouts, an earned run average of 5.48. Righty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 away. And that's hit in the air on the infield. The second baseman will race in and make the play. He had it all the way, and he makes the catch for the second out. Dave Basiglia will step in. They seem to have made some kind of move. Basiglia will step in. He's the shortstop. To face the righty, Ethan Leslie. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to right field. The right fielder is racing toward the foul line, but he'll make the catch to retire the side. So 8 men bat for the Panthers, with 4 of them scoring, and Carolina levels the score at 6. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning for the Bears. It'll be Miller, Jones, and Moncrief, the heart of the order. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up. Left-hander Jimmy Richardson still on the mound for the Carolina Panthers. 6 runs on 11 hits for the Panthers, 6 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for the Bears. Lefty versus righty, the 2-2 pitch. That's on the ground, on the infield. The pitcher has it. He'll throw to first in time for the first out. Here's the right-hand hitting Isaiah Jones. The cleanup hitter is 1 for 4. Lefty versus righty. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He had a cut. Fastball at 90 miles an hour, but he missed it. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Ugly performance so far. Here's Shamar Moncrief. He's the number 5 hitter. Lefty versus righty. 2 out. Score tied 6-6. The delivery. He's on the ground to third. He'll pick it up, throw across the diamond in time. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 8, and the score is tied 6-6. Chicago scored 4 in the bottom of the 7th, and Carolina answered in the top of the 8th. So now we're in the 9th. For the Panthers, it'll be the pinch hitter Franklin Pulido, then the top of the order. Jungles and Kroon due up. Right-hander Leslie on the mound versus the left-hander Pulido. Here's the pitch. That's it sharply to left field, but it's hit right at him, and he'll make the catch for the first out. Left fielder Mike Kaiser is right there for the Bears. 1 away. Here's John Jungles, the leadoff man. He's 3 for 3 today. Righty versus righty, 1 out. Score tied 6-6. The 2-2 pitch. That's in the air to center field. He's racing back toward the track, but he's ready. He'll make the catch. 2 away. Ball's hit hard, but the fielders are making the plays. Adrian Rogers for the Bears makes it there in center field. 2 out. Here's the left fielder, Kyle Kroon. Here's the pitch, 0-1. That's in the air, left field. Scarcely has the move, comes toward the infield and makes the play. 3 up, 3 down. That does it for Carolina in the 9th. The game is still knotted at 6. Bottom of the 9th inning. Any run wins the game for the Bears. It'll be the pinch hitter Black, followed by Blackburn and Kaiser. Due up. Here's the left-hand batter, Dylan Black, stepping in. He'll face the new pitcher for the Panthers, right-hand pitcher Willie Lara. He's 1-3 on the year, 20 innings pitched, 11 hits allowed, 6 earned runs, 10 walks, 21 strikeouts. His earned run average is 2.70. Righty versus lefty. Bottom of the 9th inning. Here's the 1-ball, no strike delivery. That's hit in the air to right field. It's deep. He's at the wall, and he's on the track, and he'll make the catch. He ran out of real estate, but he made the play. Jorge Casas in right field made the play for the Carolina Panthers. Here's the right-hand hitter, Steve Blackburn. He's the number 7 hitter. 3 for 4 today with 2 runs batted in. Righty versus righty. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. 1 away. That's in the air on the infield, up the elevator shaft. Second baseman comes on the infield grass and makes the catch. That's the 2nd out. 2 out, bottom of the 9th. Left-hander Mike Kaiser will step in. The score tied 6-6. Righty versus lefty. Kaiser is 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. He hits that in the air, and that's a base hit to right field. 2-out base knock for Kaiser. And I believe that's his 3rd hit of the game. Here's Nate Bynum, the pinch hitter. He's hitting .271 on the year, no homers, 3 runs batted in. Right-hander Lara against the right-hander Bynum. Here's the pitch. And the runner going. The throw to second, and he's safe. Kaiser steals second base. So he's in scoring position now. The Bears have the winning run at second base, bottom of the 9th inning, 2 out. Here's the right-hand hitter Bynum. Here's the delivery from Lara. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the inning. Nothing on a hit for the Bears, and we get some free baseball. We played 9, and the score is knotted at 6. Top of the 10th inning, the left-hander for the Bears will come to the mound. Mike Schmidt, new pitcher. He's 3-3 on the year, 13 innings pitched, 13 1/3, 18 hits allowed, 10 earned runs, 6 walks, 14 strikeouts. His earned run average is 6.75. It'll be Mathis, Baker, and Gaxiola, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Panthers, here in the top of the 10th inning. Score tied 6-6. Here's the pitch. That's hit in the air to left field. He's there to make the catch. 1 away. Left fielder Mike Kaiser for the Bears makes the play. Here's the right-hand hitter Shane Baker. He's the cleanup hitter. 0 for 4 today. Lefty versus righty. And here's the full count payoff pitch. And it's low. Ball 4. Checked his swing, but it's no call. He'll take his base. Baker aboard with 1 out. Here's the left-hand hitter, Gaxiola. Lefty versus lefty. The pitch. He lays one down. First baseman rushes in. He'll throw to the second baseman, covering first for the out. The runner will advance to second. Shane Baker at second base. The Panthers now have the go-ahead run at second base, and the batter is right-hand hitter Dustin Grider. He's the number 6 hitter, 2 for 4 today with 2 runs batted in. Lefty versus righty. Here's the pitch. And they walk him intentionally with first base open. That brings up the left-hand hitter George Casas. Lefty versus lefty. Here's the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. He hits it on the ground right by the pitcher. The shortstop picks it up and he has to eat it. They scored a single. Baker to third, Grider to second. The bases are loaded now with Dave Biseglia stepping to the plate. The right-hand hitter is 0 for 1 today. Baker at third, Grider at second, Casas at first. The batter Biseglia, left-hand pitcher Schmidt on the mound. 2 outs. Score tie. Top of the 10th inning at Soldier Field. Panthers and Bears. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's in the air. Center fielder is racing toward the infield, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. That ends the Carolina 10th. The Panthers mount a threat but fail to score. The score is still tied, 6-6. Bottom of the 10th inning. Top of the order for the Bears, due up Copeland, Rogers, and Miller. New pitcher for the Panthers, right-hander Jason King. He's 1-0 on the year, 14 innings pitched, 14 1/3, 11 hits allowed, 2 earned runs. He's walked 4 and struck out 12. He has an ERA of 1.26. Righty versus righty, bottom of the 10th inning. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Any run wins the game for the Bears. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Here's the left-hand hitter, Adrian Rogers. 1 out. Righty versus lefty. Here's the full count payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Swung at a ball in his eye. Tough game. That's his 3rd strikeout for Adrian Rogers. Here's Andy Miller. He's 0 for 5 today. Righty versus righty, 2 out. Bears and Panthers time. Here's the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. That's hit in the air to center. Scarcely has to move. Makes the catch for the out. 3 up, 3 down. We're still tied, 6-6. Top of the 11th. For the Panthers, it'll be King, Jungles, and Kroon. New pitcher for the Bears, right-hander Francisco Montes will step to the mound. He has no record. He's thrown 18 1/3 innings. He's allowed 26 hits, 11 earned runs. He's walked 13, struck out 15. His earned run average is 5.40. Here's the pitch. That's on the ground to the second baseman. He ranges and makes the play, the first for the out. 1 away. Andy Miller at second now. Made the play to Moncrief. Grant Murphy now at short for the Bears. Here's the full count pitch to Jungles, the leadoff man. The ground ball is to short. He'll throw to first in time. 2 away. Here's the batter, left-hand hitter Kyle Kroon. He's the number 2 hitter. He's 2 for 5 today. Righty versus lefty. 2 out. Here's the 1-0. That's on the air. A line drive to third. He'll make the catch. Side retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Panthers. Still tied at 6. Bottom of the 11th. It'll be Jones, Moncrief, and Murphy due up. 1 run wins the game for the Bears. Righty versus righty. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's on the ground. The third baseman has it. He'll throw to first in time for the first out. Here's Moncrief. The 1-2 pitch. That's on the ground to the shortstop. He makes a good play. Throws the first in time. 2 up, 2 down. Basiglia at short for the Panthers. Fine play. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Murphy. That's on the ground. The first baseman will take it himself. 3 up, 3 down. We're still tied at 6 as we go to the 12th inning. It'll be Mathis, Baker, and Gaxiola for the Panthers, facing the righty Monte. The 0-2 pitch. That's in the air, and that'll get over the second baseman and drop into right field for the hit. Right fielder will get it back in. Mathis leads off the 12th with a hit. Here's Baker for the Panthers. Righty versus righty, the 1-0 pitch. That's hit sharply in the air. It's carrying. It's at the wall, and it will leave the yard. 2-run home run. And Carolina takes their first lead of the day, 8-6. That's not true. They had a lead earlier. But they take a lead now, 8-6 here in the top of the 12th inning. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape of that home run. Shane Baker hit the ball 403 feet to right center field. 98 miles an hour off the bat, 31-degree launch angle. Hit a 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Francisco Montes to circle the bases. Good old number 16 touches them all. 2-run shot. So the Panthers take an 8-6 lead here in the top of the 12th inning. Left-hand hitter Tony Gaxiola will step in. He's 2 for 4 with a run batted in. Righty Montes versus the lefty Gaxiola. Here's the full count payoff pitch. He hits that in the air, and that's a base hit. Second shortstop won't get it. And now the crowd's a little despondent as I see the seats begin to empty here at Soldier Field. Here's Dustin Grider, the right-hand hitter facing the righty Montes. Nobody out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's on the ground, hit to the second baseman. He goes to second base for the force play for the first out of the inning. Grider is at first on the fielder's choice, 1 away. Here's the left-hander George Casas. Righty versus lefty, 1 out. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's on the ground to the first baseman. He'll take it himself for the second out. Grider will advance to second base. So the Panthers have a man at second with 2 out. They lead now by 2, and the batter is Dave Basiglia. Here's the full count payoff pitch. And that misses, ball 4, and he'll take his base. Didn't get the call. 2 on, 2 out. Here's the right-hand hitter, Jason King. He's the pitcher. He'll bat for himself. Panthers have a 2-run lead. Here's the 2-2. He hits it on the ground. The pitcher will pick it up, and he'll throw to first to retire the side. Inning over. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. 2 runners left on. Carolina now leads 8-6. The Bears need 2 to tie and 3 to win the game. They'll send up the catcher Blackburn, the left fielder Kaiser, and the pitcher Montes, due up in the order. 7, 8, and 9 hitter. Jason King still on the mound in his 3rd inning of work. He's struck out 2, hasn't walked anyone. Right-hand hitter Blackburn steps in, righty versus righty. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the first out. 3rd strikeout for King for the Panthers. Left-hand hitter Mike Kaiser will step in. He's the number 8 hitter. He's 4 for 5 today with 2 runs batted in. Righty versus lefty. Here's the 2-2. And he swings and misses at the curveball. 70 miles an hour. He fooled him with that one. 2 out. The Bears are down to their final out. The right-hand hitter Pedro Barrosa will step in. He doesn't have an at-bat. 2 out. Here's the 1-ball, no-strike pitch. He hits that in the air to center field. He's ready, and he'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side, and the game is over. The Carolina Panthers defeat the Chicago Bears 8-6 here at Soldier Field. A road victory for the Panthers. Let's take a look at the totals for today's game. First, for the victorious Carolina Panthers, who are now 20-13. 8 runs on 15 hits, no errors. The Panthers left 9 men on base. For the Bears, they scored 6 runs on 12 hits. They committed 1 error. They left 12 men on base. The Panthers had 15 hits. Dungles was 3 for 5. Kroon was 2 for 6. Mathis was 2 for 4. Axiola was 3 for 5. Blackburn for the Bears was 3 for 6. Kaiser was 4 for 6 with a run scored and 2 runs batted in. Let's see. Let's look at the winning pitcher here. King is the winning pitcher, the closer. He's now 2-0. And the loser is Montez for the Bears. He's now 0-1. Player of the game for the Panthers, first baseman Rich Mathis. Panthers top Bears in 12. The Carolina Panthers trumped the Chicago Bears 8-6 in 12 innings. Carolina first baseman Rich Mathis was impactful. Is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. He scored 2 times and drove in 3. The Panthers improved their record to 20-13 with the win over Chicago. Shane Baker came through with a big-time hit for Carolina. The center fielder smacked a 2-run home run in the top of the 12th inning to give his team the lead, 8-6. It was his only hit, but it was clutch. Took some blood and sweat, but we got what we were after, said Panthers manager Tim Bredinger. Stay tuned for the American Conference Showcase game. This is the Sim Baseball Vision.